Morning casuals, it's Amit here. I'm going to step you through how to make a biryani. When you're making a biryani, it's not about particularly complicated, it just takes time and preparation is key. So I'll talk you through all the stuff we need to do. First thing you need is your ingredients. So I've got some brown pew lentils, some tilde basmati rice which has been soaked overnight and washed out so all the starch is gone. I've got some chicken thighs which I've sort of diced roughly. I've got nibbling, I've got some eggs, I've got some sliced tomatoes,
sliced potatoes.
Some extra because when we're frying them later, we can eat them. We've got some chopped onions, we've got some sliced tomatoes, passata. Then I've got my sort of powder spices where I've got salt, chilli, garlic, frozen blocks you can get from Asda. I've got some turmeric, red chilli powder, cumin and coriander powder, some garam masala. I've got my whole spices which are whole peppercorns, cloves, dried red chilies, cardamom and cinnamon. All the things you'll need is a pressure cooker for some time and a pot. Cook your rice and then lentils, and I'm going to cook my rice in some boiling water. And rice in salted water, by the way. You need 3 of these whistles to make sure your lentils are cooked. When you're cooking your rice, make sure it's slightly under. So your rice needs to be cooked, but just under, so not over, because otherwise you'll have rice pudding biryani. Lentils should have a little bit of bite as well. You can get these from a tin, or there's an optional extra. They're not necessary, not everyone has this. Got a little bit extra to the tin. Now we're going to start cooking the chicken. So all I've got in here at the moment is some oil in the pan. Just going to try and heat that up, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to flavour my oil with my whole spices. I'm going to put all my whole spices in there. My oil's a little cold, but you know, make sure yours is a little bit hotter, and then just flavour the oil. I'm going to start tossing my whole spices through the oil. So my whole spices are sort of bubbling away now. So what I want to do, I want to turn the temperature down slightly. I'm going to add my onions to it. My chopped onions. You should be able to hear that nice little sizzle. And we're going to cook the onions, takes time. Don't rush it because you'll burn them. So slowly, just let them cook down, sweat out. We want to get a nice sort of caramelisation on them. You see the onions are just sort of browning off now. Browning off, almost caramelising. Not quite there yet. But what I'll do, once they're all done, I'm going to take them out. The onions are done now. What I'm going to do, I take out my whole spices at this stage, just in case if you've got young children and you get this big chili in their mouth, they're not going to like it. So what I've done now, I've taken my onions out, which are brown and caramelised. I take my whole spices out. I'm going to put my pan back on the heat, not going to wash it out. I'm going to add my chili and garlic. I'm adding my chili and garlic into here, just to sort of cook it off. Plus I'm adding my dry spices and my salt. Yeah, all in the same pan. I'm just going to cook it up for a bit, and then I'm going to brown my chicken in the spices. I made like a paste here. What I might do is add a little bit more oil just to fry it off. So yeah, I did a little bit more oil just to loosen it up. Now it's sort of sizzling away and cooking off slightly. I'm not going to cook it completely, so I want to get some of that flavour into the chicken as well. I added my chicken on the bone first, just to get that flavour in. Ideally, what I should have done is just slice some of the marks into the chicken so it really gets inside. I'm adding my thigh meat in now, so I'm going to brown the whole lot, get it all coated. Now see, the water is coming out slightly from the meat. I'm going to take it out now because I don't want to cook my chicken out the pan. This is not cooked. It smells great, but don't. This is all the sauce which has come out from the chicken, a bit of water, the spices. To this, I'm going to add my onions back in again. Put the onions back in to that sauce, or the juices that came out of the chicken, and just thicking that sauce up. You don't want to lose any of these flavours. Get all that, intensify all those flavours back in. Give it a stir, make sure it doesn't stick. You can see all the water's evaporating, and all that goodness is staying behind. Thickening it up now. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add in my blitzed tomato tin. I'm going to thicken the sauce up again. My tomato tins in there, plus a bit of passata, just to give it a bit of colour and a bit of richer flavour. Now I'm going to cook this sauce right down again before I add my chicken back in. I'm going to really reduce this sauce down, intensify the flavours. This is not going to take, this is not something that's going to rehappen quickly. Take your time, cook it down for a while. This might be a good time because everything's cooked in it, just to taste it, see if you want to add any more spice or anything else, just in case. This is your opportunity to do it. But remember, there's still a load of spice and coating on you. You know your sauce is cooked because if you look, let me just zoom in, the oil starts separating from the sauce. Yeah, you can see that bit of oil? That means your sauce is cooked now. Nice and strong flavours. The sauce is cooked, you add your chicken back in, including any sort of sauces and anything which has come out from the resting period. Don't throw that away, that's all the good stuff. I've added my chicken back in, the sauce is thick, not watery. Now what I'm going to do is put a lid on this and just let it cook off. Boil the chicken, you want it to cook, simmer it slowly. So turn the heat down a little bit, just let it cook off for the next 25 minutes. As your chicken's cooking, you're going to fry some potatoes. I'm going to fry off my potatoes. Now just frying off those sort of sliced potatoes. Be careful doing this. You may want to use an actual fryer. So just frying off the potatoes and stuff. As I said, because it takes time to fry, you end up munching a few anyway on the way. So always do a few extra. The sauce is reduced all the way down. Make sure your chicken's cooked. Make sure it comes off the bone. Back into it because just to dry up the sauce, and you'll get a bit of flavour. Empty the chicken to a serving dish now because we're going to layer the biryani. But look, all that good stuff is left inside. Try not to waste that sauce. What I was done, what my dad used to do as well, when we were kids, my mum used to cook this. That last bit, look, what you do, you get a piece of white bread and you mop it all up. It's gorgeous. Let's fry up the onions. You just need to have a quick blanch. You're going to use those between the layers of the biryani. I've fried off the onions now. Nice and crispy. So you're going to put that in between the layers. It's going to be lost. Bake the biryani now. What I've done, I've took my pot, cleaned it all up with the sauce, which what it was, washed it. I'm going to put a bit of margarine or butter just at the base. So when I bake it, it's going to have this sort of crispiness, sort of cake feel to it at the end. As you can see, I've greased it up now. So now what we're going to do, we're going to have layers of stuff. We're going to have some rice, potatoes, so the chicken, eggs, onions. I'm going to see how many layers I get. I think I'm probably just going to get a layer of rice, layer of chicken, and a layer of rice again. Let's layer rice down. Now I'm just going to put some potatoes round it. This is, make sure that any sauce from the biryani doesn't soak up into the rice. Now I'm going to put a layer of chicken around on top of the rice and potato. A bit of sauce still left, that's fine. What we're going to do, we're going to use that a bit of a side dish when we have the main dish. I'm going to put the eggs and the fried onions on the layer now. I think I'm only going to get 2 layers, so I'm going to put a layer of potatoes now and then another layer of rice. A layer of potatoes now, just the rice stuffing across it. And then now you just got to bake it for about till you want to eat it. So biryani's done now. It's taken between about 3 to 4 hours. That's because I was doing it on my own. I was also recording, so it took a bit of time. But what you do is, you know, you can pre-fry your potatoes in advance. People can use chips. I don't like to, but people can do it. You can make the rice in advance. You can make your base sauce in advance and not take all that effort to do it. But I think you lose a bit something. But you can make this quicker if you want. After the slow bake, your biryani should be steaming hot. Your butter on the side or the margarine should be crispy, so you get little crispy bits. And then you just got a time to eat. Oh, lovely. So what's the food like?
Good.
Vienna?
Delicious. Amazing.
You like the chicken?
Yeah.
Wife?
Very tasty.
Good food.